Good afternoon. My name is Marissa Maffei, and I am a member of the customer success team here at Hawks Learning. I wanted to thank you for joining me for today's webinar, LMS Integration Overview. This week, we will be covering the same start of term topics every day and have open door office hours available for additional one-on-one support. We hope that you will join relevant sessions to help ensure your sections are set up and ready to go. This session will focus on walking you through the functionality of our LMS integration sync and single sign-on tools. Since every LMS is a bit different, I'll be focusing on the videos, instructions, and guides we offer to support adding these tools to your LMS, as well as a walkthrough of how the sync and single sign-on tools function, the section linking process, and how to integrate Hawks assignments and grades into your LMS with our tools. If you happen to have any questions throughout the session, please feel free to chat those in the Q&A box located at the bottom center of your Zoom, and I'll be sure to reserve plenty of time at the end to address your questions. Additionally, if you think you'd like one-on-one support linking your LMS courses with Hawks, please join one of our open door office hours sessions for individualized support. And with that, I'll go ahead and get started by sharing my screen with you. So let me just find my screen here. And you should be, I actually want to start today by heading over to our main website. I'm going to start today's webinar by showing you, like I said, some of those support resources that are available to you at your fingertips 24/7. So we're going to start here, as I said, in our main website, and I'm going to navigate to our support center. Our support center, as you can see, houses all sorts of student and instructor goodies. What's relevant for this particular workshop is the LMS sync and single sign-on resources, which I'll show you right here. As you can see, we have support articles that are specialized for each individual LMS that we integrate with. That includes Canvas, D12 Brightspace, Blackboard, and Moodle. Each of the LMS listed here you see have all of these support articles that are specialized, whether it's a quick start checklist or how to add the Hawks sync tool or how to link your sections or syncing your grades, whether automatically or manually, as well as frequently asked questions and common errors to help you troubleshoot should something arise. We also have for each of those LMSs a step-by-step guide walkthrough video that shows you how to add the tools to your LMS course, how to go through enabling that schedule sync if you're Canvas or D2L Brightspace, as well as how to manually sync grades as well. So you have, like I said, those specialized articles here. And just to give you an idea of what those look like, you can just click on in, and like I said, it gives you that step-by-step direction as well as screenshots to help guide you in your endeavors. And like I said, you also have that training video that really goes through the ins and outs of adding those tools, linking your section, enabling that auto sync, as well as just making sure your course is set up and ready to go with that integration. So definitely take advantage of those support articles. They are wonderful. Okay. Another area where I can show you where you can find some really helpful resources regarding LMS integration are directly within your Teach account. So if you go ahead and log into your Teach account, you'll be on this landing page. You can just go ahead and click into your course. And from there, you would navigate to your Help tab. Within the Help tab, we have loads of self-help resources, honestly, but I'm going to zero in on that instructor resource area, okay? This instructor resource area has loads of great resources, from getting started directions to best practices to all of our ancillaries for all of our titles, so PowerPoints and chapter projects, so on and so forth. But under the instructor materials here at the top, if I press that plus sign to populate the content underneath, you'll see even more content relevant, like a checklist for getting set up if you are a returning instructor or a brand new instructor, as well as an end of semester guide, some, common directives to help instructors out at the end of each semester. But again, for the relevance of this particular session here, you would want to turn your attention to the learning management comprehensive guides that are here. When you click on any of the guides, it will give you just basically a table of contents of all the helpful information you would need in order to get set up, get those tools added, linking those sections, syncing over assignments, so on and so forth. Again, just to give you an understanding of what is included within these comprehensive guides is you have those step-by-step directions along with screenshots to really help guide you with making sure your course is set up with this integration the way you need it to be. It even talks about the single sign-on, with helping students onboard into your course and syncing grades manually. So you have all sorts of really great resources available at your fingertips for all of the LMSs that we integrate with. What's nice about the comprehensive guide for the LMS is that you can certainly download it, save it locally to your computer, and keep it handy should you need it at any point. Okay. Now that I've covered some helpful resources that are available to get, our LMS tools added and set up, I'll go ahead and show you how to add the tools to a Canvas course. Although I will be demoing in Canvas, the sync and single sign-on tools function nearly the same across all 4 platforms. The only real differences are where you would find the tools to add them to your LMS. So even if you don't necessarily use Canvas, this will still be relevant to getting your sync and single sign-on tools set up within your course. And again, just a reminder, if you would like one-on-one assistance getting your sync and single sign-on tools set up in your LMS, please feel free to join our open door office hours for individual assistance. So with that said, we are super pleased to offer a synchronization tool, which allows you to link your classes, your class roster and grades between Hawks and Canvas. We also offer a single sign-on tool, which allows students to access their Hawks accounts directly from your LMS course. So to get started, we would head into our Canvas course and navigate to the modules, okay? You can select that modules from the left-hand side menu. And within the modules, you would just want to go ahead and add a module. Typically, we recommend naming it Hawks Learning, so it's very obvious, and then selecting Add Module. Okay, we would then want to add our 2 external tools to our module by simply selecting that plus sign and then selecting the drop down to then select external tool. Now, when you select external tool, you'll see all the external tools that are available to you. Typically, you will see them in alphabetical order. And so you'll just navigate to find that Hawk synchronization or Hawk sync tool. And then select, after I've selected that tool, hit add item. So I'm adding that external tool to my module. I'm going to repeat the process so that we can go ahead and add our single sign-on tool as well. So I'm going to hit that plus sign once more, and I'm going to select that Hawks Learning SSO or single sign-on. Hit add item. Now, once I've added both of my tools to my new module, I'll just go ahead and publish this module, okay? And subsequently, go ahead and unpublish the sync tool. The sync tool is for you as the instructor. That's where you're going to link your section, link your assignments, do your syncing, your grade syncing. Whereas the single sign-on is for students. We want students to click on that single sign-on link By doing so, it will streamline the account creation process for students. It will automatically link them to their Canvas course, and it will also automatically opt them into free temporary access at the start of the semester. So we definitely recommend keeping that single sign-on, published. And if you want to move it up in your modules area so that students see it and click on it day one of class, to definitely do so. I'm now gonna also just make sure by selecting the three dots and hitting edit that it will load in a new tab here. I recommend doing that for both the sync tool and single sign-on tool. It will just launch the tool in a separate window, gives you a little bit more real estate space to work and view the sync tool as well as the single sign-on tools, okay? So now that I've made sure that it will load in a separate tab, I'm going to go ahead and click on that sync tool. I'm going to open it on up in a separate window, and it's going to take me to my sync tool. Now, the first time you select the sync tool, it should have you log in. So if it doesn't have you log into your Teach account, just go ahead and select that setup button. And that's what you should be seeing. You should be seeing that Hawks Teach account login right there. So if you don't see it at first, when you click on the single sign-on, make sure you hit that setup button. It'll prompt it for you. Otherwise, you should have been brought to this landing page here. I'm just going to hit instructor sign in and log on in. Once I've logged in, I'm going to select from the drop-down the title by which I'm going to be linking. So remember, we do recommend as a best practice to link one Hawk section to a corresponding LMS section, okay? And then from there, I'll select my instructor name as well as the section that I want to link. Okay, so you might see a number of different sections here. You just want to make sure that you have the correct corresponding Hawk section to this current LMS section that I'm looking to link here. Note here, it does give you this option to show the student page. If you are using the Hawk single sign-on, please disregard this. You don't need this. This is usually used as a troubleshooting method, typically later on in the semester, if need be. So just go ahead and hit continue after you've selected the section that you want to link. So that's where the linking takes place between Hawks and your corresponding LMS course, okay? Now that we've actually linked the section, the Hawk section to your LMS course, now we're actually entering into the sync tool itself. There are 4 tabs. There might be 3 depending on your LMS, but the most action you'll be seeing or using at the start of the semester really lies in the assignments tab area. The assignment grades area is where you are going to do a manual grade sync. Again, if you're working with Canvas or D2L Brightspace, you have the option of enabling that auto sync, so you likely won't need to use that too much. But you certainly have that option should you want grades to sync from Hawks to your LMS instantaneously. You certainly can. The final grades tab, you really don't need to use too much because, the way we're going to set it up at the start of the semester is to have all of our assignments linked over from Hawks to your LMS. I'm going to put in my assignment groups and weights in my LMS. So the grades will be calculating as the semester unfolds. No real reason to go ahead and add a final grade sync, honestly, when you are doing that on a regular basis. And the schedule sync, I'll talk a little bit more about in a hot second after I'm done linking over all of my assignments. So again, at the start of the semester, under our assignments tab, this is where you're going to want to link over your assignments. Okay, so if you scroll down here, I'll be able to view all of the assignments and assignment groups that I have set up within Hawks, okay, for this section. If you have more than 100 assignments, don't forget to make sure you select the show all option so that you have the ability to link all of your assignments over from Hawks to your LMS course. We recommend as a best practice to link over each individual assignment. We do so for a number of reasons. The first being is if you are working with Canvas or D2L Brightspace, when you link over the assignments, i.e. the assignments in the light green rows. You will have the ability to create those direct links from your LMS. So what that means is by linking over those assignments and creating those direct links, they will appear in your assignments area within Canvas, and students can click on the exact assignment and be taken to that exact assignment in Hawks. Another reason we recommend this as a best practice is so that we have columns created within your grade center for each individual assignment, okay? And we recommend unchecking the dark green columns, the assignment group, so that there's just no duplication, potential, funky, weird syncing things from happening. So again, we recommend doing the light green rows, the actual assignments, and then unchecking the dark green rows. I'm going to go ahead and hit sync. Also notice on the right-hand side, it says create LMS column. So it's going to create that column in my grade center for each of those assignments that I have selected. And then I'm just going to hit confirm, which is then going to conclude the linking process for each assignment from Hawks over to Canvas for myself. Okay. The more assignments you have, the little longer it will take. But again, it's creating those direct links. It's creating those columns in my grade center so that those grades, as students complete them in Hawks, will be able to sync over into that grade center in Canvas. Now that I've completed the assignment linking process, I'm going to make sure that my auto sync is enabled. So I'm going to head on over into that schedule sync tab. And by selecting that sync grades to LMS daily, it will allow me to ensure that all grades that students complete, all assignments that students complete in Hawks will automatically sync over once every 24 hours. So if a student completes some work today in Hawks, tomorrow morning, they'll see their grades reflected in Canvas. I have the option of also getting a notification email after each grade sync has taken place. If I should want that email to be sent to me after the auto sync takes place each night, I would just want to make sure that that checkbox is checked and I hit save. You don't want that email notification, that's all well and good. Just go ahead and press save with the first checkbox selected so that auto sync will kick in. Okay. So those are the two major items to do when setting up your course with that integration. We'll go ahead and check on what that looks like in your assignments area and in your grade center in just a hot second. I do want to take 2 seconds to just talk a little bit about the grade assignment grades tab here. In fact, it might actually be better for me to pull this up in my synchronization guide, but basically, if you want to do a manual grade sync, i.e. you want grades sunk over from Hawks to Canvas right now, what you will see happen once you have your students linked to your Canvas course is their roster will appear and all of the assignments that are assigned will appear right here as well on the x-axis. In fact, let me pull up. So yep, here we are. So just so you can see, and let me try to zoom in a little bit on this screenshot. Under the assignment grades tab, you'll see all of your students populate here, and they will automatically be linked once they click that single sign-on. And then again, across that x-axis, you'll see all of the assignments that you have assigned within Hawks and have linked over to Canvas. All you do is have check this select all to basically tell the sync tool I want all of these students for all of these assignments to sync over. And then you would just select them again. You'll actually see, okay, this grade is going to be replaced. This grade is going to be replaced for this student and for this assignment. You would just select all, hit continue, and then just confirm. And there you go. So it's a matter of a few clicks to get that manually grades to sync over. Okay. I'm going to head back into Canvas now and actually navigate to my assignments area. Now that I've linked over my section, now that I've linked over my assignments, I will want to make sure that I categorize them correctly and with the appropriate assignment weights. So as you can see here, these are all my direct links that I've linked over from Hawks over to Canvas. These are my quizzes, my tests. So I'm going to have to make a few additional assignment groups. The way I can do that is by selecting plus assignment group in this assignment groups area. I could give them a name, tests. Maybe I want my tests to be worth, I don't know, 40%. Save changes. In order to assign the assignment group weight to my homework assignments, I would just select that little edit button and then award it a weight here. And once I'm done, I'll just go ahead and drag these assignments where I want them to be, or I could select the 3 dots and move them to a specific assignment group. So I can just move depending on my preference, okay? So very simply done. You can, like I said, drag them or just move them into the appropriate assignment group and make sure that your assignment groups and weights match up to how you need them to be in your syllabus. So now that once you've arranged your assignments as such, you can also go and check on your grade center to make sure that those columns are populating the way you would like them to be populating as well. So there you go. All right, here. I do want to just reiterate a few ideas here. Now that we've gone through some helpful resources to help with adding those tools, setting up those tools, now that I've kind of gone through a little bit of how to add those tools specifically within Canvas, as well as how the synchronization tool really functions, really, again, and how our single sign-on tool works. Like I said, the first time students click on it, it will streamline the account creation process. Students do not need to manually create their Hawks account. Rather, they click on the link and it will take them right to their student dashboard. It will automatically link them to your corresponding LMS course. It will automatically opt them into that free temporary access at the start of the semester. And it serves as that access point to Hawks via your LMS for the semester, really. So does a lot of really awesome things. If you have any questions or trouble with integration, please do not hesitate to contact your customer success specialist or our support team. Just a reminder, our phone hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. And we have extended Sunday hours, 1 p.m. through 9 p.m. Eastern Standard through February 4th, Sunday, February 4th. We also have a 24/7 live chat. So in conjunction with those phone hours and outside of those phone hours, we also have that live chat available for you. And we do have some frequently asked questions and common errors in our support articles that you can also feel free to check out anytime. So I do want to just take a look at our Q&A real quick. Okay, so I do see some questions. Do the assignments update automatically as we add more assignments later on? Oh, great question. Thank you so much for asking. So if you sync your assignments over, like to Canvas, D2L, Brightspace, Blackboard, Moodle, so on and so forth at the start of the semester, and you later on in the semester add an assignment in Hawks, you will need to go ahead and relaunch that sync tool and add that assignment. So again, because that assignment won't appear, initially when you first do that assignment linking process, and later on, if you go to add an assignment, you will just simply want to go ahead and launch the sync tool, go to that module, launch the sync tool, find that assignment within the sync tool, and then go ahead and make sure you link it in the same way that we link the other assignments. So great question. Thank you so much for asking. How do you prevent them from having 2 accounts in Hawks after their trial ends and they pay? So when students use the single sign-on link, it will automatically create their account using their school email address. So if they were to go to learn.hawkslearning.com and manually creating an account, they'll usually use like a personal email or something. You know, that's what typically happens. That's what typically causes that duplicate account from happening. If that should happen, it's not the end of the world. Just have your student or reach out to our support and we'll get that merged for them. Or you can certainly reach out to support and we can merge that account for your student on your behalf, whatever your preference is. But I would recommend just really emphasizing that, you know, if you're using the single sign-on, click the single sign-on, you know, your account will automatically be generated using your student email address. You know, you should not be going to learn.hawkslearning.com to create your Hawks account. You know, that single sign-on is your access point to Hawks. So to prevent a duplicate account from happening, don't create one. And again, they can certainly purchase and everything directly through their student dashboard via their single sign-on access. So I would just recommend that maybe put in your syllabus something along the lines of like, this is how you access Hawks. You know, in order to prevent a duplicate account, do not create one. So on and so forth. And if they ever have any questions, like please have your students contact us directly. Like we're super happy to help guide them with any questions or information that they need. Great questions. Thank you so much for asking. We still have time for more. So if anyone has any additional questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. Let me see here. Well, I certainly hope this was a helpful session as you prepare for the new term. You know, while I'm waiting a little bit longer for some questions to pop on in, I did post in the chat a little bit of information, you know, so please feel free to fill out our survey linked in the chat to provide us with feedback so that we can ensure these events continue to be helpful, as well as to be entered into an Amazon gift card drawing. So again, thank you so much for coming today. Please don't be a stranger. Please reach out if you guys have any questions or need anything. We're super excited for this spring semester. And, you know, again, we appreciate your feedback. What if we are copying over a Canvas course from a previous semester? How is the process different? Hey, Beth, thanks so much for asking. So it's not that much different. The differences would likely be that your tools would be already added to your Canvas course. So instead of having to add them, you likely wouldn't have to. You would just literally be able to click that sync tool to launch it. It would still have you log in that initial time to link your section. So this is what the process would look like. Again, the first time you link it, you will be sent to this landing page. Go ahead and log in. Similarly, you're going to select your, you know, materials, you know, the title, as well as the section that you want to link over, and then hit continue. The difference is you might have in this column right here, the links displayed for the direct links. You're still going to go ahead and select all of your assignments and then uncheck those assignment groups and then hit sync. So that's really, it's the same process, honestly. It's just so far, you're not going to have to add likely those sync and single sign-on tools. Again, you're going to link your section, you're going to link your assignments still. Once those assignments are linked, you're going to go ahead and enable that auto sync. Again, by hitting that schedule sync and making sure that that first one is checked off. Again, you have that option of also enabling that email notification should you want to. And then you would go to your assignments area and still make sure that your assignments are displaying, your assignment links are displaying, the due dates are updated, and you want to make sure that your assignment group weights are still valid for this semester. But really not that big of a difference. In fact, it's less of a step because you wouldn't have to add typically the sync and single sign-on tools, just updating it by linking it to the current spring 24 section. Okay. Any other questions? We are just about at time, but please feel free to throw something in there if something's still lingering. Awesome. Well, don't forget to fill out that survey, 4-question survey, and be entered into our Amazon gift card drawing. Thank you again for joining us today. And, I really appreciate y'all coming, and I'm really looking forward to a great semester. So wishing you the very best as you're starting getting that kicked off. Okay. Thank you again for coming. You take care.